waiting for the perfect moment instead of starting now. One of the biggest mistakes people make, and most don't even realize they're making it, is waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for the right resources, waiting until they feel ready, waiting until everything lines up just right. And while they're waiting, life is moving on without them. Here's the truth: readiness is a myth. Nobody ever feels fully ready to step into something new. Nobody wakes up one morning with zero doubt, zero fear, and total confidence. That version of ready does not exist. What exists is opportunity, and opportunity does not wait for comfort. People tell themselves, I'll start when I have more money, or I'll go for it when I'm more confident, or I'll move when the timing is better. But timing is not something you wait for, it's something you create. The perfect moment is not coming. The conditions will never be ideal. There will always be reasons to delay, excuses to lean on, and distractions to justify staying where you are. And here's the real danger. Waiting feels productive, it feels responsible, it feels safe. But waiting slowly turns into hesitation. Hesitation turns into fear, and fear turns into regret. Years pass, and suddenly people are asking themselves how they ended up so far from the life they once imagined. Potential doesn't disappear overnight, it fades quietly. It fades while you're planning instead of acting. It fades while you're preparing instead of stepping out. It fades while you're convincing yourself that tomorrow is guaranteed. Starting doesn't require confidence. Confidence comes after you move. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. You don't have to know every step. You just have to take the first one. If you're waiting for permission, this is it. If you're waiting for certainty, you won't get it. If you're waiting for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. Progress belongs to those who move anyway. Every dream that never gets started dies in the same place: hesitation. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to believe you ever could. Letting fear make your decisions. Fear is one of the most convincing voices you will ever hear. It sounds reasonable. It sounds logical. It tells you it's trying to protect you. But what fear is really doing is keeping you small. Fear doesn't announce itself as fear. It shows up as overthinking. It shows up as excuses. It shows up as being realistic. It whispers, what if you fail? What if you look foolish? What if it doesn't work out? And if you're not careful, fear becomes the decision maker in your life. When fear is in charge, you choose safety over growth. You choose familiarity over possibility. You choose what's predictable instead of what's meaningful. And the problem is, a life controlled by fear may feel stable, but it will never feel fulfilled. Fear will talk you out of opportunities you once prayed for. It will make you doubt your abilities even when you're capable. It will convince you that rejection is worse than regret, even though regret lasts far longer. Every meaningful step forward requires risk. Every level up demands discomfort. There is no path to growth that avoids fear. You have to walk through it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move despite it. People who achieve more are not fearless. They're just willing to feel fear and act anyway. They understand that fear is a sign they're stretching, not a sign they should stop. Ask yourself this: how many decisions have you made just to avoid being uncomfortable? How many times have you chosen what feels safe instead of what feels right? Fear will always offer you an escape route, but it will never lead you to your purpose. If fear keeps deciding for you, your life will be shaped by what you avoid, not by what you pursue. And that is how potential gets buried, not by lack of talent, but by too much caution. Fear shrinks your world. Courage expands it. And the moment you stop letting fear drive, you start reclaiming the life you were meant to live. Staying comfortable instead of growing. Comfort is attractive because it feels good in the moment. It feels safe. It feels familiar. But comfort is also deceptive because while it promises peace, it quietly steals progress. Many people confuse comfort with stability, not realizing that comfort, when held on to too long, becomes a cage. Growth does not happen where you are most comfortable. Growth happens where you are stretched. It happens when you are challenged, when you are forced to learn, adapt, and rise to a higher standard. Yet too many people stop growing not because they can't, but because growth asks them to leave what feels easy. Comfort convinces you that where you are is good enough. It tells you not to push too hard, not to rock the boat, not to risk what you already have. And before you know it, years pass, and you're in the same place, asking yourself why life feels stagnant, even though you're busy every day. Being comfortable doesn't mean you're fulfilled. It often means you've stopped demanding more from yourself. Routine replaces vision. Familiarity replaces ambition. You wake up, go through the motions, and call it stability, while deep down you know there's more in you that's not being used. Growth requires discomfort by design. Learning something new feels awkward. Taking on responsibility feels heavy. Reaching for more feels uncertain. But discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is changing. Every version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more capable lives on the other side of what you're currently avoiding. The problem is, comfort makes avoiding feel justified. It makes staying put feel reasonable. It tells you, why struggle when you can settle? But settling has a cost. It costs you confidence. It costs you momentum. It costs you belief in yourself. Over time, staying comfortable trains your mind to accept less than what you're capable of. You were not built to remain the same forever. You were built to evolve. And if you don't challenge yourself, life eventually will, and it will be far less gentle than the growth you avoided. Listening to the wrong voices. One of the fastest ways to lose your direction is to listen to people who are not aligned with where you're trying to go. Not everyone who speaks into your life is qualified to guide it, but many people give opinions with absolute confidence. The wrong voices are not always negative. Sometimes they sound concerned, sometimes they sound practical, sometimes they sound like they're just keeping it real. But often, what they're really projecting is their own fear, limitations, and unfulfilled choices. People will advise you based on what they would do, not on what you are capable of. Someone who never took a risk will warn you against risk. Someone who settled will encourage you to be realistic. Someone who quit will question your persistence. And if you're not careful, you start seeing yourself through their lens. You begin doubting your ideas. You shrink your dreams to make others comfortable. You talk yourself out of opportunities because someone else couldn't see the vision. Everyone doesn't need access to your plans. Everyone doesn't deserve a vote in your future. Vision is fragile in its early stages, and exposing it to the wrong voices can kill it before it ever has a chance to grow. The people who matter most are those who challenge you to rise, not those who encourage you to stay the same. They don't always agree with you, but they believe in your capacity. They don't feed your fear, they sharpen your focus. Listening to the wrong voices creates confusion. One person says, go for it. Another says, slow down. Another says, it's impossible. And instead of moving forward, you stay stuck, overthinking every step because you're trying to please too many opinions. At some point, you have to decide whose voice matters most. You have to trust that inner pull that keeps calling you forward, even when it doesn't make sense to everyone else. Great things are rarely understood at the beginning. If you let people who are afraid of growth speak into your life, you will inherit their limits. But when you surround yourself with voices that push you higher, you begin to see yourself differently. Your future depends not just on what you believe, but on what you consistently listen to. Failing to commit fully to your purpose. One of the most common reasons people never reach their potential is not lack of talent, opportunity, or intelligence. It is lack of commitment. Many people like the idea of a better life, but they are not fully committed to doing what that life requires. They want results without sacrifice, progress without discomfort, and success without responsibility. Partial commitment creates a constant state of uncertainty. When you are not all in, you hesitate. You second-guess yourself. You keep backup plans that slowly become excuses. And because you are divided, your energy is divided. Nothing powerful grows from half effort. Purpose responds to commitment. The moment you decide, not wish, not hope, but decide that you are going to pursue what you are called to do, something shifts internally. Your focus sharpens. Your priorities change. You stop negotiating with yourself every time things get difficult. Many people say they are committed, but their actions tell a different story. They show up inconsistently. They quit when motivation fades. They retreat when resistance appears. True commitment is revealed when things stop being exciting and start being demanding. You cannot build momentum if you keep pulling back. You cannot gain confidence if you keep doubting your own decision. And you cannot expect life to take you seriously if you are not serious about what you say you want. Commitment means showing up even when the results are slow. It means staying disciplined when nobody is watching. It means choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. Commitment is not about feeling inspired every day. It is about being anchored when inspiration runs out. When you fully commit, you stop asking, should I continue? And start asking, what's the next step? That mindset alone changes outcomes. You become more resilient, more resourceful, and more willing to learn. People who succeed are not always more gifted. They are more committed. They decide, and they keep deciding, especially on the days when quitting would be easier. Commitment eliminates options that distract you and channels your energy toward progress. Until you commit fully, you will always feel stuck between who you are and who you could be, using past failures as excuses instead of lessons. Failure is unavoidable, but staying stuck in failure is a choice. One of the most damaging mistakes people make is allowing past disappointments to define their future. They replay old losses, mistakes, and missed chances until those moments become excuses for not trying again. Failure hurts. It bruises your confidence. It challenges your identity. But failure was never meant to be a stopping point. It was meant to be information. The problem is not failing. The problem is refusing to learn from it. Many people say, I tried that before, as if one attempt represents their full potential. They allow a single setback to outweigh their ability to grow. Over time, failure becomes a story they tell themselves about why they can't succeed. But every successful person carries a history of failure. The difference is they didn't treat failure as proof of inadequacy. They treated it as feedback. They adjusted. They learned. They tried again with more wisdom. When you internalize failure, it becomes fear. When you analyze failure, it becomes strategy. Growth begins the moment you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what did this teach me? Your past mistakes do not disqualify you. They refine you. They reveal what doesn't work and strengthen what does. But if you keep looking backward, you will never move forward. Holding on to past failure keeps you trapped in an outdated version of yourself. You are not the same person you were when you failed. You have more insight now, more awareness, more resilience. But you won't access any of that if you keep using the past as a reason to stay small. Failure only has power if you give it meaning. You can give it the meaning of defeat, or you can give it the meaning of growth. One weakens you, the other prepares you. The moment you stop using failure as an excuse and start using it as a lesson, you reclaim your confidence. You stop seeing yourself as broken and start seeing yourself as evolving. And that shift changes how you show up to every opportunity in front of you. Quitting too soon when results don't show up immediately. This is the mistake that ends more dreams than failure ever could. Not because people aren't capable, but because they walk away too early. They quit before the breakthrough. They quit while the process is still working on them. They quit because they expected results before transformation. Most people underestimate how long growth actually takes. They start something new with excitement and energy, but the moment progress becomes slow or invisible, doubt creeps in. They begin asking themselves if it's worth it, if they made the wrong choice, if they should try something else. And instead of staying the course, they abandon the path entirely. What people don't understand is that progress is often happening where you can't see it. Just like roots grow underground before anything breaks the surface, your discipline, character, and resilience are being built long before success becomes visible. Quitting early doesn't mean nothing was happening. It means you stopped before the work had time to show. Consistency is not glamorous. It doesn't get applause. It doesn't feel exciting every day. But consistency is what separates those who reach their potential from those who only talk about it. Anyone can start. Very few people can stay. Many people quit because they compare their timeline to someone else's. They see others moving faster and assume they are behind, but progress is personal. Your journey is not late. It's unfolding at the pace required to shape you for where you're going. Quitting too soon trains your mind to believe that discomfort is a signal to stop. Over time, that habit makes every challenge feel overwhelming. You begin to associate resistance with failure instead of growth. And slowly, you lose trust in yourself to finish what you start. Every time you push through when it's hard, you build confidence. Every time you stay consistent when motivation fades, you strengthen discipline. But every time you quit early, you reinforce doubt. You teach yourself that pressure wins. There will be moments when effort doesn't seem to match reward. Moments when you feel unseen, unrewarded, and unsure. That doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're in the middle. And the middle is where most people give up, not because they can't continue, but because they expected it to be easier. The truth is, nothing meaningful comes quickly. Anything worth having requires patience, persistence, and faith in the process. Success tests you before it rewards you. It asks one question repeatedly: can you keep going without proof? Those who reach their potential are not immune to doubt. They just refuse to let doubt make the final decision. They understand that quitting guarantees one outcome, while persistence keeps possibility alive. If you are tired, rest, but don't quit. If you are discouraged, pause, but don't quit. If you feel lost, reassess, but don't quit. Stopping entirely erases momentum that took courage to build. You are closer than you think. Most people give up right before things begin to change, right before clarity shows up, right before momentum shifts, right before the work starts paying off. So here is the truth you need to hear. Your potential is still intact. It has not expired. It has not been taken from you. But it does require one thing from you: persistence. Stop measuring your progress by how fast things are happening and start measuring it by how consistently you are showing up. Stay in the process long enough for it to shape you. Stay committed long enough for growth to become visible. You don't need a new dream. You don't need a new plan. You don't need a new version of yourself. What you need is the courage to keep going when quitting feels easier. Because the moment you decide not to quit, not today, not here, not now, that moment changes everything. And if you hold on long enough, one day you'll look back and realize the very season you wanted to escape was the season that built the strength you needed to rise.